welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. On today's episode, what I'm going to be talking about is how to deal with driving anxiety. Every time you're driving, whenever you're the driver, how can you stop having anxiety? Or some people I know, whenever they're a passenger, they're still experiencing anxiety. So how do we stop that? And today I'm going to be talking about what you can do, different techniques. And what you could do is try these different techniques. You have to try to instill them in the situation whenever you're experiencing anxiety and see which one works for you best. Because again, each person is going to be different. Like with me, certain things helped me and certain things didn't help me. And I know for other people, certain things does help them and for others it doesn't. So you have to figure out what does help you, but try to do as much as you can. Because whenever I was healing my anxiety and overcoming it, I try to do multiple things to see what worked best for me. So with this case, try to do one of these things and see what works best for you. So the first thing that you can do, and the most effective one, is exposure therapy. If you don't know what exposure therapy is basically you are exposing yourself to the situation that's triggering your anxiety. Now, I know for some people, it could be that a certain area while they're driving triggers their anxiety. Not driving itself, but that certain area. Or for most people I know, that driving itself is what causes them to have a panic attack or an anxiety attack. So what you want to do over here is expose yourself to that situation, whatever it is, and what you're going to do is take it step by step. So let's say, for example, if you are afraid of driving because you experience panic attacks or anxiety attacks, or you believe something bad is going to happen. So what we could do is that taking it step by step. So the first day, what you can do is go into the car and just sit there and not drive, right? And the next thing we can do is turn on the car. After that, you can turn it on reverse or drive whatever direction you are. Just for a few feet. You don't have to drive it the entire time. Now, what you do whenever you're doing that, because most of us, what we're doing is we're looking at, okay, how long do I have until I go back to my safe place? No. That's not what you want to do, because whenever you do that, you're basically informing the amygdala that, hey, the car is a dangerous place. Our house or wherever your safe zone is, that's a safe place. What we want to do at the end of the day is to be able to drive, is to take back control from the anxiety. So we need to rewire the amygdala so that it can stop sending signals to the sympathetic nervous system to activate in fight mode, and tell the amygdala is like, no, the car is a safe place. We are in a safe place. This place is a safe place. We want to rewire and reprogram the amygdala and telling it that this place, wherever we are when we're driving, that place is a safe place, and not the house or not your safe zone. Because the entire time what you're doing is just focusing on that. And the amygdala's like, okay, we're in danger over here. Activate in fight mode. And what happens is that you are experiencing anxiety. We need to shut off the anxiety. Now, we can take it step by step. I'm not saying right now take a road trip right now and go far. No. Just take it step by step every single day. Do however you feel comfortable, but make yourself a little bit uncomfortable so that you can rewire and reprogram your amygdala. And while you're sitting in the car, always tell yourself, this car is a safe place. Only good things are going to happen to me. So that's one thing that you can do, is exposure therapy. But you got to be consistent with it every single day, step by step, where eventually you can get to the place where you're going to start driving and not even experience anxiety. The next thing that you can do is something called, this is very, very powerful also, it's called visualization technique. I know a lot of people have a hard time doing the exposure therapy, and a lot of people do need a coach to help them out with that. But If you don't have the coach, and if you are interested in getting a coach, by the way, guys, I do one-on-one, so you definitely can hit me up, send me a message, and you can actually click on my website on below, one of the links, and that can connect you and set up a meeting. I have a 30-minute free session consultation for your anxiety, so you guys can definitely set that up. I'm going to link a link below. But what you could do with the visualization technique is visualize yourself in the situation of you driving the car and you as a third person, right? And you as separate from yourself. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to visualize yourself driving and you're going to start talking and you're going to picture yourself. You're going to picture yourself driving and you're going to come to yourself as a coach and start consoling and start calming down yourself. So you're going to picture yourself and you as a third person, you're going to see yourself as a third person and you're going to come up to that person and you're going to start talking to them. You're going to start talking to whoever it is. So if it's me, I'm going to be talking to Emmanuel. I'm going to say, hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? How are you feeling? What's going on? Why are you feeling this way? Right? And Emmanuel's going to express exactly what they're nervous about. And your job over there is to console and calm down and instill positivity to the situation and to calm yourself down. For me, in my example, is calming Emmanuel down. However that is. By telling it's going to be okay, it's going to be a great time, we're going to have a safe drive. However you are able to control yourself, you want to do that at the end of the day. This is called the visualization technique, and this is a very powerful technique, and this helps you to calm down and also helps you to, in a way, practice. It helps you to practice future situations so you're able to reprogram and rewire the amygdala, because the amygdala, the brain can't really tell the difference between reality of what's happening and what's not. Like, for example, if you think of something sad, you're going to feel sad. If you're thinking of something happy, you're going to feel happy. Because again, the brain doesn't tell the difference if it's actually happening or not. So if you're going to think of something scary, you're going to feel scared. So again, the visualization technique is very powerful in calming yourself down and preparing yourself for the future. Also, ask yourself something like this. Okay, you know what? You are afraid of going somewhere. You're afraid of going somewhere. So you ask yourself, what is the likelihood of something bad happening? What is the likelihood of something bad happening if you go into that place or whenever you're driving or that you may experience a panic attack? Ask yourself that. What's the likelihood of that happening? 5%? 10%? Ask yourself, why am I right away focusing on the 10%? It's like I used to be afraid of flying. I used to be terrified of flying. But I was like, hey, what's the likelihood of something bad happening up there? Literally 0.04%. I'm like, why am I focusing on such a small percentage? And you have to understand that your mind, your anxiety is trying to protect you. That's why it's focusing on that. But we need to come and tell ourselves, well, wait, let's focus on the 90% or 95% of something bad not happening. That we actually going to get there peacefully. And everything is going to be fine. Nothing bad is going to happen. We got to switch that from the negative of what bad is going to happen to tell ourselves, okay, you know what? What's a good thing that's going to happen? What are some possibilities that are good? They're going to be good. We want to be more hopeful about the situation. That's going to help us feel much better. It's going to help us feel much calmer instead of focusing on that small percentage of something bad happening. Also, if you are afraid of experiencing a panic attacks, what you can do is tell yourself, panic attacks aren't dangerous. And panic attacks, by the way, aren't dangerous. It's a perfectly normal response to a dangerous situation. And again, you are not in a dangerous situation. You are perceiving and feeling as if it is. So the body, again, the mind cannot tell the difference. So it's going to send out a signal, activate the fight mode. And this is why you're experiencing panic attacks. This is the reason why. So what you want to do over here, again, rewire and reprogram the amygdala and tell yourself, hey, panic attacks aren't dangerous. They actually are normal to experience in a dangerous situation. And your body's acting actually normally to dangerous situations and nothing bad is going to happen and it's actually perfectly normal and it's not dangerous. So you want to tell yourself again is panic attacks aren't dangerous. I have experienced panic attacks in the past before. I've had this thing before. And I know that it's going to pass and I'm going to be fine. And I know your mind is going to jump, by the way, to different conclusions of you might have a heart attack or you might having this. No. You've experienced this before and everything was fine. We want to go back to that place of like, okay, you know what? I'm experiencing a panic attack, but I've had this before and nothing bad happened to me. And panic attacks aren't dangerous. And we have to stop. I know this is hard, but we have to stop not wanting panic attacks. Because every time we don't want a panic attack, our amygdala is telling that, okay, panic attacks are dangerous, so activate in fight and fight mode, which is creating more panic. So you're in a loop. You understand? We're in a loop over there. So, hey, we don't want panic attacks. Okay, amygdala, panic attacks are dangerous. Activate in fight and fight mode, creating more panic. What we want to do is tell ourselves, you know what? I don't mind having panic attacks. I actually enjoy having panic attacks. I actually want more panic attacks. And I know that sounds crazy. It doesn't mean you're going to have more panic attacks. It doesn't mean that. You're basically talking to the amygdala and showing it, hey, panic attacks aren't dangerous. Because whenever the amygdala hears that, it automatically says, okay, you know what? That person is not afraid of panic attacks. That means it's not dangerous. So we don't need to activate in fight mode. And boom, we don't have panic attacks because it doesn't activate in fight mode. I hope this is clear. I know it's kind of complicated, but I hope this is clear. But what we could do also, by the way, is take calmly. Calmly really helps to calm down and actually deactivates the panic attacks. It deactivates the fight and fight mode by unblocking CB1 receptors, because whenever they are blocked, they are one of the reasons why we have panic attacks. They can trigger one, and we don't want that. So we can take calmly before we drive or even in the morning so that we can stop experiencing panic attacks. And as well, guys, I have a sheet, a printout, a free PDF of steps that you can take to stop panic attacks if you're afraid of that. I'm going to link that thing below, and also as well as the Calmly, so that you guys can help you with your panic attacks so that you guys can drive. But to conclude, what you want to do is not to stop driving at all. We want to continue driving, and we need to take it step by step every single day. Try to instill these kind of methods like the exposure therapy, the visualization technique, asking yourself, okay, why am I only focusing on the small percentage of something bad happening? Let's look at what something good that can actually happen and start focusing on that. Telling yourself that panic attacks aren't dangerous, that you can use Calmly, that you can also download the PDF to know how to stop the panic attacks so that you can drive and be the person that you once was. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people. And the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.